everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
Back.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The lion. Here. The lion. New man, so fine. Kirk Cousins.
All right. I am Janae Strother.
I am Sean Spencer.
And this is Let's Talk Football.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, Sean Spencer, one half of that dynamic duo that is Let's Talk Football. And ladies and gentlemen, woo-wee! I got some special guests today from that dirty, the Atlanta Falcons. My guys, Mr. You see this guy over here. You see him. Mr. Kyle Yacey, all the way. What's up, Kyle?
What's going on, everyone? How's the Tuesday treating you?
Always good. As long as I'm breathing up and everything's good to go, hey, let's get it. Hey, and you see my guy down here. You see who it is. The man that did the first ever season preview with me a year ago about the Atlanta Falcons, Mr. Anthony Handy.
Yo, what it do, baby boo? No, what's going on, man? How y'all doing, gentlemen?
Always
good Tuesday,
good.
man. Good Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. What's going on here? Got Andrew talking about hashtag Dirty Bird Canada. Yes, sir.
I like that hashtag. I like that.
Bring it up north.
I think you should go ahead and throw that under the trademark real quick so you can put it on the bumper stickers and everything. Hey, I might happen to know a guy who'll get you some t-shirt design hooked up real quick.
Oh yeah,
there it is.
I'll be leaking into your DMs. That's for sure.
Yes, sir. Hey, and ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, we are here with the season preview series where we will go to fans of each team. You saw we did Baltimore. Today we're doing the Atlanta Falcons. Washington will be done. Dallas, begrudgingly, will be done. All these teams, so we can get you ready for the 2022 season. I am so excited for that. What's going on, Alex? Say what's going on, guys.
Doing beautiful. Ooh.
Oh yeah. And Alex, still gotta talk to you. We got to do that Detroit Lions preview. So I'm excited about that.
It is very good to see you, Mr. Loosemore.
Look, Sean announces everybody like they're in the WWE. Yes, sir. Oh yeah. That's what I want. I want everybody to have entrance music. That's where I'm going. All right.
I want to be like the Paul Heyman of the WWE. You know what I mean?
I am Paul Heyman. Love it. Yo, go ahead. Oh, wait, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I called dibs on the instrumental intro music to Ludacris "Move, Get Out the Way." Yes,
get out the way. I can dig it. Yo, real quick, definitely so you down to work with you guys on that. Oh, no doubt. Definitely pay attention in the future. We're gonna have a lot of things coming up. Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a little bit flustered, kind of still at work, kind of on my phone. Didn't have my computer here with me, so I'm kind of playing with a couple things right now, trying to work it out. But this could not be waited. I could not wait any longer on this. I've been waiting to do this since. When did I hit you up, Kyle? Like Saturday morning?
I think so. Yeah, we were talking about it on Saturday. Just
Friday night.
Like, let's get it. Let's do it. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. Let's do it.
So
I
definitely.
You hit me on Friday night. I'm sitting in my chair on the side of my bed, just drooling on myself. Hey man, what you doing on Sunday? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Like maybe taking a crap like in the morning, right. Having coffee. Like what time? What's your time frame? You know, like
just be ready. That's it. Yeah. Let's talk football. Just be ready. Yo, real quick, I gotta shout out my guy, ladies and gentlemen. If you watch Let's Talk Football Sunday in the fall with myself, Nathan Snell, Nicholas, I Want the Smoke Rosario. There was another young man that was on that show with us, Mr. Dylan Walsh. And today is my guy Dylan Walsh's birthday. Turns 15, Cat. I think you're in the comments. I think it's 15.
God, wait a minute.
Yeah.
He just turned old enough to get a learner's permit, and he can roast just about anybody in the group better than grown folks.
Yeah.
What?
This man, yeah.
Happy birthday, man. Hope it's a good day for you.
Definitely, sir. Hey, this man is going to look, he's going to be on ESPN. Mark my words. This guy knows his stuff. It's not only football, it's basketball, it's college, it's baseball, it's everything. He just dives into it. He writes, he does articles on things, and also talks to us. And he plays. I didn't realize this man plays flag football. This man plays basketball. This man is doing everything, man. So shout out to you, man. Happy birthday. Yeah, Kat said, yeah, he is 15. Oh, yeah.
Just a little baby.
Just a baby. Remember those days. I remember. I remember the time.
I remember.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, but so listen, you know why we're here. You see the background, okay? You see these guys repping that ATLANTA, the Atlanta Falcons, baby. So let's get right into it. You know, I love that song. Let's get right into it, man. Hey, the Falcons had a pretty interesting draft, But before the draft, some moves were made, Kyle. Some moves were made. Something that I didn't think would ever happen. Matt Ryan is out of Atlanta. He's with the Colts. How you feeling about that?
It's kind of a tough situation. You kind of see, like, even the Falcons kind of had almost like a 500 schedule last season, right? It's kind of tough because, you need to do something to build onto the next year, right? You don't want to be the same team in the same place and hoping that a miracle is going to happen, right? We're not all the Buccaneers, right? We don't have a Super Bowl caliber team. So you got to make some changes. And in all realness, right? How many years does Matt Ryan have, or does he still have? Honestly, he's getting up there in age. He gave, I believe, Anthony, correct me if I'm wrong, 13 seasons in Atlanta too. So at what point do you say, okay, like, you've done what you needed to do, still respect the man, right? And, say, like, if you want to go somewhere else and you want to have a career, then you go with it, right? So it was bound to happen, whether it was this year, whether it was next year. I think we could have got more out of it. Maybe not a third round pick, but it is what it is. You got to move on.
Yeah,
from it.
I think he probably. Even at 13 years in, one of the most durable players in the NFL. I think he's only missed maybe one game in 13 years, if that. Holds a lot of franchise records. I think I would have said, okay, yeah, he's got some mileage, but at least a second round pick. Maybe not a first round pick, but at least a second round pick.
I agree,
because he's definitely a plug and play guy. Like he's going to be starting, and he's with the Indianapolis. He's going to be starting. So we giving you a starting quarterback, and you're giving us a third round pick. That's
right. And then also you looking at who you gave it to, the Colts. We saw what they had. They were a quarterback away from getting to the playoffs. They couldn't even beat the lowly Jags to get into the playoffs at the end of the year. We know the weapons that they have. So like you said, Matt Ryan is a plug and play guy, top 15 quarterback still. Any of y'all fantasy owners know if you had him on your team, he might not have been winning games as far as for the Falcons, but he was always putting up numbers. Garbage time or whatever. Say again. Go ahead.
Funny you mentioned that. He's actually on one of my dynasty leagues. Like, not even intentional. Like, it just happened, right? Like, he just ended up falling to me. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm going with Matt Ryan. And honestly, he's kept me in a lot of weeks. Like, I've never been like in the bottom of a league because of him, either mid tier or high tier. So no, you're not wrong with that. He puts points up.
Yeah, I mean, if he does, Andrew, I won't be mad. I will give him all the love. I'm just sad to see that it's with all that talent and that run, that absolutely ridiculous run they had from like 2009 through about 2012 or 13.
Yeah,
that they could not win not a single one, and then the Super Bowl run.
But guys, let me ask you, what do you think is the reasoning behind it? Because I agree with you. The Atlanta Falcons had a good team for like a solid 3 or 4 years. Do you blame management? Like, do you blame Dimitrov for this? Like, who are you blaming for this? in terms of
you know what? I gotta be honest with you. I mean, the talent was there. I think the talent has been there all season, and they knew what plays to call during the season to get them to that point. Why was it in the Super Bowl all of a sudden they didn't know what plays to call? Because Matt Ryan, he's not a play caller.
No,
he's not one of those. He's not a Tom Brady. He's not a Aaron Rodgers. Like, he doesn't have the. I mean, he's got the wristband and whatever, but he's not looking and going, okay, this is what I see this is what I see in the first level of the secondary. I want you to cut, and I'm gonna hit you coming across the middle. They're gonna leave you. He's not doing that. So,
to your point, I think that was the issue. And look, I hate to put you guys through this, but you can't go without talking about it. They went into halftime up 28-3, and like you said, he wasn't the play caller. So the coaching staff said, let's just coast into the end of the game. You know what I mean? They talked about in the locker room, they're sitting here hooting and hollering like they had already won the Super Bowl, and it was one of those situations where Matt Ryan, for however great he was, might not have had the necessary control that he had. You had great players. You talked about Tony Gonzalez, Julio. You had a number of great players on the team, but at the same time, how much you go back to some of these Tom Brady's, right? You go back to the Patrick Mahomes, who are like, they can come to the line and change the call and go with it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it's on them. I never felt like Matt Ryan had that control, like where he can be like, okay, we're changing it up. You know what I mean? Like, you're up 28-3. Hey, throw it deep. Bombs away. Let's bury him.
At the same time, though, like, we also got to factor in, like, we don't have Bruce Arians. We don't have Andy Reid, right? We have Kyle Shanahan, and that's something to be said. Like, no disrespect to Kyle Shanahan, because we can't just crap on him, right? Like, he's brought his team to the playoffs many, many seasons, but at the same time, he's lost when it's counted every single time.
Every time.
Yeah, I mean, and you mentioned that he's not that kind of guy. I mean, Trent Dilfer's got a ring too, and he's definitely not that kind of guy. So I definitely would not. I know every situation. I know the situations are all static. Each one is different. But Dilfer had a coaching staff behind him that knew what his strengths were and his limitations. And then on top of that, they had that absolute monster defense.
Right.
So, I'd have to. My fallback would definitely have to go to, like, maybe he's one of those guys where he has to be in a situation. He's got to be in the perfect storm. He's got to have that perfect storm of everything.
Yeah.
Talented beyond measure. Once the play is going, zip zap zop. I mean, he's still got an arm. He's not suffering from Drew Brees bursitis in the shoulder yet. But shots fired, New Orleans. Shots fired.
We don't talk about the Ants. No, we don't talk about that.
Yeah. That's a little bit of news. He might be coming back. Look, but I think this was perfect. If the Falcons didn't get horny for Watson, Matt Ryan would still be in Atlanta right now. And I'm glad Matt is going to a contender to finish off his career.
I disagree with that completely, to be honest with you. I think when Watson is available, like, even like Sean, you can speak for this too. Like, Washington probably had their eyes on Watson as well, right? Like, Watson is for sure a top tier, top 5 quarterback. Yeah. Like, every team is gonna bat an eye for him. I'm sorry, it's the truth. Like, he's a good quarterback, so it'd be silly for them not to even attempt. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. So.
But look, let's go right into it. Anthony, I'm coming to you first. So we saw what happened, and Matt Ryan now is gone. But you got a replacement. You got it in the draft, and we'll talk about that later. But before that, you got a guy that I personally have liked since coming out of college. He hasn't really panned out. He's really turned into a backup. But I'm glad he's getting an opportunity. Anthony, what are you thinking about Marcus Mariota?
I got to be completely honest. Because of the career that he's had, I haven't seen enough of a sample size of him to go, If we got the Mariota that came out of college, I'd be like, we're in good hands.
Right.
But we got Mariota that's kind of okay. Case in point, I'm back. New Edition just finished up a 40 city tour, right? And they brought in Bobby Brown, and everybody completely lost their mind because they brought in Bobby Brown. Where am I going with this? Stay with me, people. I'll get there. Bobby Brown had not been touring regularly, had not been dancing regularly, had not been exercising regularly. And by about 2 weeks into the tour, it was very apparent that Bobby was hanging on by a thread just to get through them several dates. And my point here is Marcus Mariota has not been touring regularly, has not been to the choreography sessions regularly. So while he's still got the muscle memory, he doesn't have the. So it's going to take a little while for the engine to get started. It's kind of like a diesel car with glow plugs. It's going to take him a while to get started. I don't think it's a bad. I don't think it's a bad acquisition though.
Yeah. And when you look at the weapons that you guys have, you talk about Kyle Pitts, who's Mike Evans 2.0, as Andrew was saying. You talk about getting Drake London in the draft, who we'll discuss a little bit later. Got a couple other moves. Look, Marcus, yes, he's been sitting behind Carr with the Raiders. But let's not forget those years that he was with the Titans and leading them pretty far in the playoffs. Again, that's similar to a Carson Wentz thing. He was good at one point in his career, then things have kind of fallen off. So, Kyle, are you optimistic, or is this here we go again, just a random quarterback? Like, what do you think?
I kind of agree with Anthony's statement, to be honest with you. Are we going to get the good of Mariota, or are we going to get the bad of Mariota? That's honestly the reality of it. It goes back to even like referring to Nick Foles, right? All it needs is that team to give an opportunity, right? Like, now that Mitchell Trubisky, like he's got an opportunity, an actual real good opportunity with a good team, right? Same with Marcus Mariota too. What are they going to do? Honestly, what dynamic are they going to bring to the team? He is a very different quarterback than what Matt Ryan is. He is mobile. He can run, right? Whereas Matt Ryan, like for sure, I'd give him the accuracy. Absolutely, right? But, Matt Ryan, he couldn't run really for the life of him in the last few years. Honestly, it's sad to say, but that's going to factor into it. Yeah. This Falcons team is going to be very, very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited to see, because you have the two-headed monster at running back receiver, and Cordero Patterson as well, who I think going to help. I think you have pieces that will help to kind of take the pressure off Mariota. But I'm eager to see if he can get back into the fold, because it's going to be interesting. Ben said Mariota at least won a playoff game. Jameis hasn't played in a playoff game. By the way, this is Kyle's friend Ben. He's a Facebook user. Yeah, what's up, Ben? I was looking over at the computer trying to see.
I'm like, who's that?
And then Anthony said, you want to read yours, Anthony?
Yeah, my response to Ben was, so did Dak, and we see how that went. Your point? I'm not trying to dog Marcus Mariota, mind you. I'm just saying there are some folks that are like, there's a lot of folks that say, well, they won a playoff game. Okay, again, I take you back. Trent Dilfer has a Super Bowl ring, and it didn't necessarily have a lot to do with Trent Dilfer. I mean, he had the weapons around him. So I think that out of all the backups that were available, I hope I didn't strike a nerve. Oh, there she is.
Yeah,
wait.
Off the show. We don't want to talk about the Cowboys.
Wait. Hashtag triggered.
Not making friends, guys. We're not making friends here.
She just turned into Stephen A. Smith. What are we going to do about it?
Just slam the door shut. Get out of here.
I'm having a moment right now. Okay, I'm back. Hi, Ash. Love you. But that's how.
Yep.
That's how I feel about that, and it's just that I think he's a good acquisition, but again, which one are we going to get?
Right. And look, so at the end of the day, you hope for the best, but again, what the division you're in. The Panthers, you don't really got to worry about them too much. The Aints, you don't know what things you're going to get, and. Tom Brady is. I'm not too sold on him this year. He's still Tom Brady, and they still have a solid team. But we saw kind of pieces were falling off a little bit a year ago, and it's going to be very interesting. I think y'all division is wide open. I mean, honestly, it's easy to say Tom Brady, and everybody's going to jump to that. But like last year, Anthony, you and I were talking last year, and it was like, oh my God, these guys aren't going to do anything, and you guys were in the playoff hunt all the way up until the last couple weeks of the season. I think you have something to build on.
I told you 8-9. That's what I told you last year. 8-9, and I think what did they finish? Did they finish 8-9?
Yeah, I think is it. Yeah, I think it's 8-9.
8-9, yeah, because they were right in the hunt with the
7-10.
Saints. Yeah.
It's
So,
just,
go ahead.
they got to figure out. I mean, they got to figure out something. The ownership group. Okay, they're good with the money. Listen, they need to hire somebody. They need to find somebody or hire do something. And they say, hey, we're gonna provide the money. Y'all get us somebody that knows what they're doing. They all can get together and click on all cylinders. It's like
it's funny you mentioned that. It's funny you mentioned that because you know what? Actually, I want to tie this into hockey a little bit, where you see some hockey teams doing better than others. Like, for example, even though the Toronto Maple Leafs have, they were eliminated the first round, right? What they did differently is when they were starting to lose so often is to hire an analytics department, right? To really, really analyze every little thing, those key details that certain teams don't do that. And maybe that's where the Falcons need to go as well. Like, maybe they need more of an analytical department or to bolster the analytical department. And maybe that's the difference maker.
Yeah. And look, like I talked about the 28-3, that I think has something to do with as well, where sometimes you just got to clean house. Everybody that was a part of that, you got to get rid of. And I think Matt Ryan was the last piece of that puzzle where it's kind of like, all right, to truly start over, we can't have the X still in the building. So we got to you go your way. We're going to move on. And it looks like you guys are doing that with the draft. The draft was actually pretty nice is the way I'm looking at it. I'm eager to see how you guys feel, man. And I mean, let's start right away with the man that I wanted to get, man. Anthony knows this. Kyle, Drake London. I wanted him. 6'5", 210 at a USC, highly touted as one of the better receivers in this draft. You guys, in my opinion, stole him from me. Made us have to trade back.
Did you trade back though, Sean? I remember you actually being in the city that you traded back with. Am I wrong?
I was in the Superdome. I was in there talking to people like, look, we're going to have to work some stuff out. I'll trade you some crawfish. All right. Trade a little bit of Cajun something. We're going to work it out, man. And it ended up happening. And we tried to help you guys out. But what do you think? Drake London, big time receiver, one of the 4 top receivers coming out of this draft. But to go this high, I mean, was this the goal or were you surprised or what are you thinking?
I don't really think there was a choice, to be quite honest with you. I think pretty much right until we heard about Calvin Ridley and that whole dilemma with the gambling. It was gambling, right? Isn't it something gambling on the Falcons?
Yes.
And I think up to that point we were going to go edge rusher or maybe potentially cornerback, which is a little bit weird considering what we have now. But maybe that would have changed what we did in the offseason. But it needed to happen. Honestly, we don't have anybody to throw to, regardless if we don't have a top quarterback. Or we didn't at that time. We had to do something. So it was a no-brainer. I was torn between either Drake London or Garrett Wilson, in my opinion. So I'm happy I got one of the two. He's 6'4", like he's a tall guy, right? Yeah. So you're going to be thrown over people's heads, that's for sure, right? And he's being compared to Mike Evans, right? Like Andrew was saying in the chat, Mike Evans 2.0. So he's going to be something else. I just hope we can get him the ball enough. I think that's the important thing. So.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the issue. Anthony, I'm coming to you. I think that's going to be it. We talk going back to Marcus Mariota. Can he get this guy the ball? Like Kyle said, he's 6 foot, 6'4", 6'5".
Yep. 6'4".
That's a big guy. And this is really why Washington wanted him, because we wanted somebody that we can go, like you said, Andrew said, Mike Evans at the goal line, jump ball. It's my guy versus your guy, and my guy's bigger and stronger. He's going to get it from you guys. So. Can Mariota do this, or is this the type of guy that he can hide the faults of some of the quarterbacks?
You know what? I haven't seen a whole heck of a lot of receivers, no matter their level of talent, that can hide the faults of the receivers. I mean, they're having the same discussion as being had in Miami about is it Tyreek that went down there?
Yep.
Yeah, Tyreek is down there, and you got Tua Tagovailoa down there, and he's had the hip and the arm issue. So I don't know. It's what it all boils down to is I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. But what it boils down to is what starts happening when the games start being played, when you put the pads on pads.
Yep.
We'll see what really happens. I think he's got the ability to do it, and I got all confidence that he can do it. So,
I heard this is it said I heard to the campfire that really betted on Trayvon Burks being drafted by the Falcons.
Wow.
Wow.
Did it happen? Did it not happen?
Y'all leave my man Calvin alone. Everybody else get a pass.
I loved him, man. Honestly, like I was one of the few that's like, you know what, we lost Julio. I don't care. As long as Calvin Ridley, I'm all for him. That guy's a stud, man. Like he's good.
He was supposed to be the heir apparent.
Well, let me ask you this question, Kyle. I'll ask you this too, Sean, because you're a huge football fan too. Do you really think Julio lived up to the hype when he came in the league outside of maybe his first 2-3 years?
No, I don't. And that's the thing. Like, at first I'll say that I was starstruck with, how well he was doing in the season when they went to the Super Bowl. Like, without a doubt, 100%. Like, all about Julio. Look, he's going to bring the Falcons like to where they need to be. Absolutely. But as bad as it is, people got in my head. They're like, well, he's always injured. This and that. He's never on the field. He can't play for a full season. I'm like, nah, you guys are just haters. No way.
Right.
No way. But you know what? You sit back and those thoughts get in your head. And this goes with any team, right? You're like, maybe there's some truth to this fire, right?
Oh no, there was definitely definitely fire to that smoke.
And if the living proof of that is, when he went to the Titans, like what does that say? Honestly.
Well, but come on, man. The Titans is not let's be real, the Titans is not a fair sample though, because he's been in Atlanta. He got drafted by Atlanta, 2009-ish, 2010.
I think so, around there.
Yeah, Julio put in all of his best work and all of his good mileage. It's like you buying a car that's in pristine, clean, beautiful condition, but it's got 185,000 miles on it, and you drive it for about 3 or 4 months and it dies.
So let me counter that though, Anthony. So then what do you say about Calvin Johnson then, who's rated one of the best wide receivers in the league? So then how does that work?
Calvin Johnson could probably come back in the league right now and still. Calvin Johnson was still producing though.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
He was still producing. It got to a point where we hardly ever saw Julio on the field.
Yeah.
We got to remember we live in the highlight age where we watch a couple little clips of somebody's highlights and some amazing catch and some amazing big name games that these guys have, and then all of a sudden you're starting to say, okay, this is my top guy. This is my top guy. But there's very few people that dive in like we do, where you're actually looking at it and it's like, wait a minute. These couple years, yeah, he was solid, but wait, what's going on? And then look, I gotta say that I do think Tennessee was very disappointed because they thought they were going to get some, and it's like you said, they might have got a lemon because he was already used up. But still, we always tout Alabama receivers as how good they are. You talked about Ridley, and how you liked him. I did too. I thought having Ridley there kind of made you not forget, but at least made you kind of feel comfortable with Julio not being there anymore. Personally, I agree with you, Kyle. I personally think that he didn't live up to what we thought, as in the Jerry Rice-esque or the T.O. or Calvin Johnson, somebody that's gonna, he had games. Don't get it twisted. You guys know more than I do. He had games where it was like, dude, give him a Hall of Fame jacket right now.
Oh, Andrew he can relate to that.
What's that?
Can relate to that. Andrew can relate to that with the Buccaneers. He loves Julio.
Like you were talking about the highlight reel, and there's no player that I think that has before they came into the league that profited more off of a highlight reel than Jadeveon Clowney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or
this guy right here.
Well, I'm talking about
college.
Jadeveon Clowney, for those of you that don't know who he is, he played for the Gamecocks of South Carolina. SEC got right here, I know. And I forgot who they were playing. It might have even been Florida.
Michigan. It was Michigan.
Michigan, and he completely decapitated somebody.
Bernard Robinson. He was on the cover of NCAA 2014.
He
popped his helmet off and everything.
He managed to jump the snap count, and he popped him square in the jaw. Boom, helmet came off, and they ran that endlessly on an endless loop. Everybody talked about it on all the sports thing, and he got drafted. I couldn't even tell you where Jadeveon Clowney is right now.
Mm-hmm. Cleveland. Last I heard,
he's in Cleveland. Isn't he in Cleveland still?
Yeah, I don't know if he's. Yeah, pretty sure they still signed him. But it's
he was on Seattle, right? He was in Seattle and then he went to Cleveland. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Houston, Seattle. Yeah, he's definitely bounced around the league. Excuse me. But hey, back to your point. Back talking about the draft.
Yeah.
we remember, like, one of the things that we do know. You talked about Trent Dilfer, Anthony. I'm coming to you, Anthony. Trent Dilfer had that amazing defense, and he also had a big running game. But what we know is, in when it gets cold outside, when people can't pass the ball, there's two things that will help a weak quarterback, and that's a great defense and a great running game. If he can get both those things, I think that will be solid. And one of those things, dang, my computer just went down. The number 2 pick out of Penn State, Arnold. Forgive me if I mess up your name. Ebiketie.
That is close enough.
Yeah, 6'3".
Thank you for trying.
Edge rusher. Oh, wait a minute. I thought I saw Clowney play for Houston Gamblers last week. Okay, never mind. Maybe. Who knows? If they're paying, like But look, you talked about defense. That's definitely something that, going back to that Super Bowl, you wish you would have had just somebody to at least hold them off. But this guy is somebody that could help you out, right? Or was it too early? What are you thinking?
No, I think Atlanta. Well, we talked about this before the draft. What did we say Atlanta needed? Everything. And where did Atlanta need it worse? Everywhere. But the defense, like even the Super Bowl that you're talking about, I don't understand what happened there either, because the defense was all in Tom Brady's face the first half. But we're not going to talk about that no more, because I didn't take my PTSD pills before we came on the air today. Not to make light of that, by the way, very serious deal. If you know somebody that's suffering from, please stay by their side and point them in the direction where they can get them help. Please and thank you. That's been your service, public service announcement for the day. But yeah, Atlanta needed that. Atlanta needs an edge rusher. They need to maybe in the next draft, if it's some more Nakobe Dean and big baby style guys, get some of those big monsters some of those big Bob Sapp looking guys on the defensive line. I think it's a start. Like, honestly, to tell you the complete truth, Jesse Tuggle, that's probably the last name that I remember that had any kind of huge influence as a defensive player that played for Atlanta.
What about Dante Fowler?
Huh?
What about Dante Fowler?
Kind of a bust.
Okay.
He wasn't Jesse Tuggle, but yeah.
But Jesse Tuggle was a household name on that defense for many, many years. You know what I mean? So they need, and I'm not saying they could be the no-name game for all I care. They just need a solid defense that gets the job done. And I think that is a good building block to start with, especially if he can rush up on a quarterback from the blind side.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And they continued that with the third pick, Kyle, getting Troy Anderson. This is somebody that I know Washington, me and Will and Ab were looking at out of Montana State. A lot of people don't really pay attention to them because they're D2, but these guys are monsters out there. They're balling. And Troy Anderson is one of those guys that's got good feet, has got good vision. And I think this is a steal for you guys. What are you thinking about him?
Yeah, I agree with it. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know much about him before reading on him. But I do know that the man's played almost every position. So that's pretty crazy. So he's versatile. So in clutch situations, right? Like maybe we throw him in the D line, maybe we throw him in the O line, right? Like I think ideally where I see him fitting is probably an offensive lineman, to be honest with you, just because, I know we were talking about defense last draft or last pick, but at the same time, I actually think our defense is in a lot more of a better state than people realize, considering at least some of the offseason makes that we've made with picks and stuff. And the O-line was addressed in this draft, but at the same time, like Troy Anderson needs to stay there. I think he's going to flourish there, and he's going to fill in some spaces that we'll say, some people aren't performing. So he's been called a unicorn, apparently. He wants to steal the name from Kyle Pitts, and he might be the actual living unicorn. So I'm excited for him. Like, I will say that.
I gotta say, getting those two picks, I think, is really, really huge in my opinion. Again, like you guys, I don't know as much about Arnold Ebiketie, but Troy Anderson, we followed him a lot coming through the combine and the draft, and the guy has wheels, man. The guy can play, so hopefully he shows out. But like you said, Anthony, all this is good and well and nice and everything, but until they put the pads on, going into a NFL game, not preseason, but real NFL game with real NFL speed, then we'll be able to see how good they really are, and how it translates from college to the pros.
Yep, with like that old saying, when the rubber meets the road.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Um,
Go ahead.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, what I was going to say, I didn't mean to steal your thunder because I know you're trying to go in sequence with the picks, but just to follow up on that defensive additions to the team, D'Angelo Malone, the edge rusher from Western Kentucky. So you got two edge rushers and a linebacker that can play just about any position on the football field. Well, the lineman positions on the football field. I think I don't know. On paper, this draft is looking very nice so far. But you go ahead, sir. I cut you off. I didn't mean to steal your thunder. You're over here.
No. Yeah, I completely agree. It was definitely a something that you guys were focused on. It was definitely, one of the things that was on the chalkboard. Get defense, getting two defensive ends and a linebacker. Huge move for you guys. And that was solid. But another thing that you addressed, like we were talking about, offense. And a guy that, me and you, Anthony, have talked about all fall last year, 3-year starter out of the University of Cincinnati, the Bearcats, Mr. Desmond Ritter goes in the 3rd round. I love this guy. You know it, Anthony. I've been telling you about it for as long as I remember. I've been telling anybody who will listen. This guy is a 3-year starter. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out in the Final Four, but the fact that he took Cincinnati to the Final Four, and hey, nobody thought that they were going to make it there. They were a solid team. It did not pan out against Alabama, but this guy is somebody that, in my opinion, he's league ready. He knows what it's like being in big time games. He's had big time wins over the last several years, and having him as your backup, I mean, me personally, I'm hyped, Anthony. But what do you think?
Well, it's like I said, there's two factors here. A, which Marcus Mariota? Will the real Marcus Mariota please stand up? Please stand up. So we got that, and then you got, and if he, I get to use this twice in 3 days. If he Amber Heard's the bed, then I said it. I said it on Sunday. I said it on Tuesday. Now, if Marcus Mariota doesn't get the job done, then we got a very capable guy that will be able to. He might not necessarily be plug and play because he might have to shake the first few jitters off for the first few reps.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be, brother. I'm gonna tell you something. When you first told me about this kid, what did I remember? I told Kyle. I don't know if you saw it or not. I told Sean, there's no way Cincinnati in the playoffs. Who? Matter of fact, I think the exact quote was, "Every time you say Cincinnati, I think I'm in New Orleans because I want to say who that." I believe that's exactly what I said.
No, first of all, you were laughing. First and foremost, you kept laughing. And then once you stopped laughing, then you said, yeah, no, it's not going to happen.
But Anthony, I think that's only going to happen if we're not Johnny Depp in trouble. See what I did?
No. Which is funny, by the way, because that court case is actually in Fairfax. This is right. You know where Fairfax is.
Yeah, right down the road,
right over there.
Oh, geez, hey.
Yeah, it's right around us, and it's like I watch it every day. I'm like, this is just ridiculous.
I'm so excited.
Wait a minute. That's hearsay too, right? Are those hearsay papers?
They are both putting on a great show. But yeah, Dennis Ritter, he's right along the line of the offensive moves you made. I mean, like you said, personally, Kyle, I'm coming to you. Personally, it was almost like Washington's situation, where you have your guy that they brought in as your starter. You guys are Mariota, for us as Wentz. Iffy on if he's going to be your number one, but you have that guy waiting in the wings for us as Sam Howell. For you guys, it's Desmond Ritter. So, I mean, does this guy play this year? Does this guy? I had to throw that in. Get out of here.
All I want to say is, when are you going to stop riding on Sam Howell's job? That's what I want to know. When is somebody going to say something about it? That's what I want to know. Why are we not talking about the Dallas Cowboys right now?
Is he going to be a Samuel or a Samantha? What's he going to be? What's he going to be this year? Tell me.
He will be a Samuel.
Yes. I think the Falcons are in a really good position, to be honest with you. Since I've started watching the Falcons, which has been now about almost 10 years, I don't think we've ever had a good QB combo like we have now, to be honest with you. From what I can remember, at least. Like, this is pretty spectacular. So, yeah, Mariota, he could do something. But Desmond Ridder, he's caught my eye even before he was in the draft. Like, that was the QB I was looking at. And, like, I love his confidence. Like, I love it. Like, you know, there's memes about it. But, like, he's like, I'm bringing you guys a ring. And I'm like, whoa, man, like, relax a bit. But it's like, I love it. I love it.
Well, you know, here's another thought that just occurred to me. What if, let's play what if, like the whole Marvel Studios what if series. What if Marcus Mariota turns out to be a lot better than we think he's going to be? Okay. And then he and Desmond Ridder kind of have that whole Joe Montana, Steve, oh God, I can't remember.
Forever Young.
Yeah, Steve Young. Yeah, thank you. I forgot to take my ginkgo today. Honey, bring me my Alzheimer pills and a glass of prune juice. Stat. I'm back. Yeah, so it could be that whole Joe Montana, Steve Young thing going on. Right, God, that was pretty funny. I got to write that down. It could turn out to be that because, you know, you've had a couple of those scenarios where you had a phenomenal starting quarterback and an absolutely awesome backup quarterback. I mean, even in Green Bay, we have Favre and
Rodgers.
No. Man, come on. I had to, you know, I got to do the thing with the car. I had coffee. It's making my mouth water. Wind up in there talking, spitting on the microphone like Shannon Sharp. You know, or Bledsoe, who gave way to Tom Brady. So, oh my God, I couldn't say that without choking. Anyway, so I mean, what if Atlanta gets something like that, and it kind of maybe not turns it all the way around, but turns it just enough, and they can hold and sustain it until they finish building. I don't know. I'm pretty excited to see what's going to happen, and we haven't even gotten through all the draft picks yet.
Yeah.
No, I honestly, I personally think that could definitely turn out similar to those three different examples you had. That could turn out to a great competition in-house. That's kind of like where you have Mariota who's looking over his shoulder, but it's putting the fire under him to make him play better. And that could be absolutely perfect for you guys. Jared said getting Mariota and Ridder is like getting Crown Vic and then getting Grand Marquis.
Man, don't hate on them Crown Vics. Don't act like back in the day some folks didn't have them going rolling on 24s. Yeah, man, bro, quit playing with me.
Let's go. But hey, look, I mean, moving right along. Hey, you went offense the rest of the draft in the 5th and both your 6th round picks. You went running back, offensive line, tight end. And I'm gonna throw you to 2 Georgia boys in a minute, Anthony. But I got to go with somebody that I'm excited about. I was telling you about it on Sunday, Kyle, Tyler Algier.
Yeah,
out of BYU. This man can ball. Yeah,
I know.
What are your thoughts about him, man?
Honestly, it's funny. I'm happy you gave me him because I've been doing some I've watching some videos on him. This guy could be the sleeper running back of the draft, man. Yep. Honestly, like he tore it apart in BYU. Didn't he break some record too this season, with touchdowns or something? I can't remember exactly, but the guy's fast. He's a good route runner. Honestly, he's gonna fit in really well. And don't be surprised if he steals a spot from Williams potentially, right? They might want to start that guy right away. I wouldn't be shocked actually. So yeah, he's that's a steal that late in the draft. Absolutely.
I definitely think he's going to get rotation, if not for anything else, and on special teams. But I honestly think he can really kind of challenge some of those guys in the running back room because he's not only a great runner, but he's also a great receiver. This man played with Zach Wilson. He was one of his number one guys running the ball. So I love this guy. I absolutely do. And it just keeps with the offense kind of trying to put weapons to help Mariota. And another weapon, depth. You got O-line and Justin Schaefer, and you got tight end and John Fitzpatrick. 2 Georgia boys. Anthony, I know you hated that they came this late. I mean, I know Nakobe Dean was up there a little earlier. You wish you could have got them, but you still got 2 Georgia boys coming to Atlanta where the players play. I stole it because I knew you were coming. What do you think about these guys?
Well, when I was a player at Savannah State University, I talked to my coach and I said to the coach, I said, Coach, how they gonna find me down here? Because I play at this Division III school. He said, son, if you're good enough, they'll find you. Mm-hmm. And that's the truth. And these fellas, they weren't huge names on the roster. like you mentioned before we came on board, you have Brock Bauer, who was the star tight end this year, even though we had another completely stud tight end on the other, like they played off each other. And a lot of love, not a whole lot of love, was given to the offensive line, despite the fact that, and probably just because the defense was so good, the offense just got phenomenal starting position all season long. But that offensive line still had to do their job so that they could get in the end zone. So I'm very excited to see what Justin and John do in Atlanta. And the one thing more than anything about this is the fact that we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I think not only do you need to get best people available, but in a situation with Atlanta, like they're struggling and the fan base and stuff like that, they're drafting homegrown boys. And we saw a lot of that in the draft this year. They drafted homegrown boys. So that more folks will, let's go see the boys for that. We gonna go see the boys from here go play here and see how they do. So best of luck to them. I'm excited for both of them. So that's all I got. I know you was expecting me to go all out and do something for the Georgia, but I'm trying to reel that in. I'm trying to save it all up because college football season is coming.
I agree with you, though. The only thing I would add is, especially with Schaefer, that somebody's actually going to challenge Mayfield's position, which has been a very, very focal point and talk of last season. So,
and I think that's always good. Me personally, I'm a huge proponent to get as many linemen as you can, because if you lose somebody along that line, these backups aren't always good plug and play guys, and sometimes, like in the case of Washington, where you had to move guys that were tackle into guards and guards out to tackle and different centers and things of that nature, the more linemen you have, especially the more that played in a bigger university, have been playing more games, it's definitely going to be beneficial to you. So these two guys definitely should help the offense. Hopefully they will definitely make the team. But look, all in all, you guys did a lot better than us, in my opinion, and I really think we did pretty solid. Kyle, I'm going to come to you first, and Anthony, what grade are you giving you guys?
A, 100%. Like, I'm not even questioning it. It's an A for that draft. I would even go maybe like an A-, but at the same time, a lot of holes were addressed, and it definitely makes up for some of the questionable signings for the offseason. And honestly, I think we're in a lot better spot personally. So
oh yeah, that's what Andrew says. A. Anthony, what do you think?
A 10. I give it a 10. They definitely get an A. This is probably one of the best draft classes. I mean, on paper, one of the best draft classes I've seen. And I know I keep using that on paper a lot. It's just because they haven't played yet. But based on what I see, the needs that the team has and what they went out and got with the number of picks that they had, it's what they did with the draft is just like somebody that's like, what's that on Guy Fieri's supermarket, whatever, where they give you like $15 and you got to buy enough stuff to cook enough dinner for Guy and 4 judges. That's what Atlanta did.
They made the best of it. My guy Jared said, I pray that the boys, Dallas, gets Julio.
Y'all can have him. Y'all can have him.
Dak ain't throwing it to him, so I'm not worried about it. I'm right there with you guys, man. I thought you guys did a great job in the draft, and you've addressed needs. A lot of people look at drafts and are like, oh, we want to get this stud player or this guy that we've been looking at, and totally underestimate how truly important it is to address the needs that you need, be it depth, be it certain positions, be it just competition, anything like that. And I think you guys really did that. So I was really impressed by what you guys did with the draft. Now, as we saw, that was a couple weeks away. And after that, on last Thursday, the 2022 schedule came out. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, hating on Dak when you got Commander Carson. Stop.
Wait a minute.
That's how we do it. That's how. Hold up. Nathan.
Really?
Wait a minute. Let me add a little something else to this Nathan impersonation. Because Nate likes to drop his pen. He just
drop it and stop it.
Yeah.
So, let's get right into it. You guys have a pretty interesting schedule. I'm going to throw this up here and just, give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts, Kyle. I can go to you first. What the Saints, Rams, Seahawks, Browns, Bucks, 49ers. Oof. Good
Yeah.
gracious.
It's a tough
Rough.
one, honestly. So this is kind of where I'm seeing the ceiling, to be quite honest with you. I don't think that we're going to get swept necessarily like we did in previous years, but I definitely think that we're going to win some games. The Saints for sure. I think we'll steal one away from the Saints, whether it's from September 11th or December 17th to 18th. It's a possibility. The Rams is a hard pill to swallow. You never know. It's the Falcons are notoriously known for winning games that, you know, they shouldn't win. So honestly, like this could go any way, and it all depends on what like Mariota and Ritter are gonna do and how the whole team gels. Right, Anthony? Like,
Wow. Wait a minute. What is it? Kyle is quickly becoming my favorite here, which is shocking. Kyle making friends. Come on, Ash.
Ash, that's only because he has not come for you not once during the show. That's all. That will resume once he gets back in the group chat.
What do you mean? I'm trying to make friends. I don't know what you're talking about.
How did I go down this list? I haven't done anything wrong, Ash. I haven't said anything about anything today. But if you would like me to introduce you into the show, I mean, we can do that. We can do it. You just let me know. I'm not going to be mean.
To get to the quarterback here, Prescott takes off running the football. Whoa, I don't think this is going to work out.
It will. They'll be able to clock this. They were planning for it. It's down. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, the official gets in the way. The game's over.
Gosh.
The game is over.
Oh, he did.
I'm dead.
Want to play games with me? Let's go.
Listen, that was ugly. I got some Ash. Get at me after the show. I got some aloe vera cream because I'm dark. I burn real easy. So people think I be burnt, but that's beside the point. I got some aloe cream for that. That had to hurt. That had to hurt.
Yeah. My God.
So go back to what you were saying. This is an interesting schedule. I mean, you already know what your division looks like, but then you got a bunch of games that are kind of like, ooh. What's your overall opinion? Like, what are you thinking?
Can you put a pause on that so we can hold it up on the screen for a minute?
Yeah, Anthony. So this is my prediction. I'll go through it real fast. I got Saints win, Rams loss, Seahawks win, Browns, Bucks loss, Niners win, Bengals lost, Panthers win, Chargers lost. Like all in all, I'm giving us like at the ceiling 9 and 8.
I could dig that. Anthony, what are you thinking?
We talked about this before. I got it pulled up over here. So I got ear. I'm gonna revisit what I said before. I think the Falcons sweep the Saints. So I got a Saints win, a Rams loss, Seahawks win. I think they're gonna beat the Browns, and that one is contingent on who the quarterback is. I got a Bucks loss, a Niners loss, a Bengals loss. They're gonna beat the Panthers. I think they're gonna beat the Chargers. I don't know how many wins I'm up to right now.
I think we're tied. I think we're 4 or 5. I think you're actually 5 right now.
Where are we? Panthers, Chargers. Okay. That's going to be one of the ones they have no business winning that they win. I think they get the Chargers as a home game, and then they turn around the next week and turn around on Thursday, lose to the Panthers. Hate to say it. I think they figure out a way to lose to the Bears. I want to talk about the 27.
I want
to talk about the 27. Hey, look, all I know is you better hope against all hope that I do not figure out a way to get up there to the nation's capital so we can go to the game together, because you know that if we win in FedEx Field, I am going to do a live from FedEx Field, and I am going to roast you all the way home from the stadium out to the stadium, out to my car. I'm gonna put the thing in the cup holder. I'm just gonna be roasted. I'm gonna roast you all the way home, Skip Bayless.
Look, you saw what happened to me last year when I said we won Dallas and we got beat 56-14.
I was at that game.
I'll just say it. Be careful.
Really?
See, that's why I don't talk smack no more. The last time I talked smack was February of 2017 when a certain college team from Athens, Georgia was going to play Alabama, and I talked all the smack because we just beat Oklahoma upside the head, and we pooped the bed. I'm not gonna make the same joke twice in the same show, but we pooped the bed. So
apparently Ash wants Atlanta, or maybe I want. You know what?
No, we don't play Dallas this year.
I went down from Canada all the way to Atlanta to watch Atlanta play Washington, and that was a fire game.
I'm gonna tell you,
Sean, I'm gonna give you a spoiler alert right now. You might have Commander Carson, but Marching Mariota is gonna take care of that.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see these two mediocre quarterbacks do what they do. All right. Yo, that game was a great game. What happened at the end of that game again?
So I believe what ended up happening is I believe like the Washington. Sorry, what's their team name? I can't remember now. The Washington.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that.
They gave a low blow. They gave a low blow in the end zone, and we missed a catch. I think that's what happened. I don't know. You can correct me.
Wow. We did get that W last year, ladies and gentlemen. One of our only few W's that we got. Excited about that.
Yeah. Full disclosure, I have never been to see the Falcons play ever in life.
Wow.
Really?
Yep.
I want to do it once. It was fire, man. It was unreal, honestly.
And grew up 4 hours southeast of Atlanta. Never been to see a game.
Well, you got to do it, man. You absolutely have to do it. You have to do it. Look, guys, we both went. We both said what 9, 9, and 8.
Yeah, I'm saying 9 and 8, and then what we talked about Sunday with a tweak here or there, it could potentially go to 11 and 6. But I'm definitely going with 9 and 8.
Okay, look, I could see the latter. I can see it going 11 and 6 because if you get on a run, hey, we'll see. So, what are we thinking? Are we thinking playoffs? Are we thinking potentially winning the division? Or are we thinking struggling? I mean, it's a Falcons show, guys. Let's be optimistic.
Right. Evan, you want to go first?
I'm going to be the realist. Number one, playoffs. Pump your brakes. We in a rebuild this season. Is it possible? Absolutely. Do I think they're going? They might backdoor. I say at best they backdoor their way into a wild card spot. I don't think they'll be any worse than last year. I'll give it that much. I don't think there'll be any regression. How's that work?
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Yeah.
And that's what I got. I mean, I'd love it. I mean, if they get on a run and they go to the playoffs, I will hoop and holler and Dirty Bird dance every week. Matter of fact, I'm making this declaration on the show. Whether I'm able to watch the game or not, every time the Falcons win, I will do I'm not doing a TikTok or nothing, but I will do the Dirty Bird dance and post it on all my social media platforms. I'd love the Dirty Bird dance for 17 or 18 with 17 out of 18, however long the season is. I'd love to dance every week. Do I think I'm gonna? No. I think I might get 8 or 9 good ones in, and I'll be happy.
Yeah. Yep.
What you thinking, man?
I got a little bit of a difference of opinion. I do think the Falcons go to the playoffs. I do agree, though. I do think it's going to be through a wild card. I don't think by any means we're going to win the division. Even with the Saints and what they've done in the offseason, even with Jarvis Landry, sure, they have some veterans. They also have a very similar situation where they don't have the chemistry, just like we don't either, too. So, honestly, I think the Bucs will win the division. I don't think the Bucs are going to be as good as people think this season. I do think ultimately they're going to win. How much it'll be, I'm not really entirely sure, but I think the Falcons finish second in our division, and I think we clinch a wild card for sure.
Second, I'll take that.
Yeah, that's my expectations. That's where I see we're going to be.
No, I
do think the second place will come down to a matter of it'll probably come down to one of those late divisional games, though.
Yeah.
I think, Kyle, I think you hit it on the head where it can come down to late division games, but it's also going to come down who gels quicker. You know what I mean? Jameis, as long as Jameis is out there, Mr. EW crab leg man, as long as he's out there, we know he can throw, and we know as long as he's healthy, he can get it down the field, but we also know that he's prone to interceptions at times. You know what I mean? So he'll give you as many as he takes from you, with touchdowns and whatnot. I think it's them gelling. Michael Thomas not being, playing all last year. Then you got Olave, who is great again, like you saying, Anthony, on paper, but can that relate to the field? Can it translate to game action? You guys have a similar situation, trying to figure out Mariota, trying to figure out some of these rookies. You know, the good thing is a lot of them are younger. Pitts, you know what I mean? These guys are young guys, and you have a couple of veterans that can come in there and kind of lead the way. I honestly say 10-7. I'd say 10-7, and I personally think that you guys second in the division, and you definitely make the playoffs. And I think you shock somebody in that first playoff game. I honestly think you do.
Only thing I want to add is that where people are sleeping on with the defense is you're right. Like there is some question marks, but there is something to be said about AJ Terrell and Casey Hayward Jr. and them working on opposite sides, and it's a combo. Because like what about Jalen Ramsey with the Rams, right? Like they rely heavily on him. What's saying that Atlanta can't have a double threat cornerback situation?
Right. Very true. Very true.
What he said.
It's going to be interesting, no doubt about it. And again, this is all speculation. This is all just us giving our best analysis of what we can. But let's be honest, it's May. You know what I mean? The season doesn't start for another 4 months. There's a lot of things that can happen between now and then. So, hey, let's see what happens. But as of right now, I'm loving the moves you guys have made. I'm loving the way things look. And, hey, this will be a solid year for y'all, man. I'm hyped. Unfortunately, I'm going to go ahead and apologize now for the L you guys are going to take when you come to Washington.
You keep saying that. I told you, talk smack, get clapped back.
I want Atlanta. That's what I want.
Is that a Dallas jersey in your office? I can't see behind you.
Stop. Okay,
are you?
Right, we're cut.
Are you fangirling right now?
Wow, he's out of here. He's out of here. I don't know what happened to Kyle. The Canadian connection just seemed to mess up a little bit. Wow.
Oh no, sorry. He's an Eagles fan. That's what he said. He's a huge Eagles fan now.
Okay, we got to go. We got to go. This thing is turning for worse.
Say what you want. Say what you want to say. I'm gonna be watching the Eagles because they got my boy N'Kobe and Big Baby. So
yeah,
hurts.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, about that. But look, I don't know if y'all saw Fletcher Cox standing next to Big Baby. Fletcher Cox or Big Baby made Fletcher Cox look like a kid. You know, Big Baby's a big dude.
That's because he's 6'6", 340 pounds.
Wait a minute. Has this been confirmed? I don't think we've made this bet. Sean's gonna be wearing a Dallas. Sean's wearing a Dallas fan when I beat him in fantasy. Oh, we're gonna see.
That's okay. Ash is starting her fantasy in week 2, so she yeah.
What the hell?
That's not how it goes, Ash. Let's go.
That's not how this works. Yeah. That's not how any of this works.
So whoever finishes last. Thank you, Andrew.
Should be weekly. It should be a weekly bets or like something. I don't know.
Hey, I already told her. I said if we sweep the Dallas Cowboys, I'm sending Ash, David, and Janae Commander Carson jersey. I will buy all of it. I will pay for shipping. Matter of fact, I will hand deliver it to all of them.
Well, I did make a friend.
Just evil. See, I told you. It's closer to the end of the show. You get ready to go jump in the chat now. She's like, I thought you had liked it, me.
Right. It'll be a week from hell for the loser for sure. Yes. If I come down, I'm already telling you now. I have a cough that might be coming back after the game. Just to I can't take it 2 years in a row. He's gonna lose and lose to me and finish last. It's not happening.
Never happened yet.
Listen, I don't all this smack talking, all this noise y'all talking. None of you have it worse than my poor wife. My wife is a Dallas fan, and when the Falcons play, ever since we've been married, when the Falcons play the Cowboys, we call it the Handy Bowl. And the very first year we made a wager, the loser had to put on their worst rivals team face paint and dress up in their stuff, and we had to go to a spot where their fans hung out.
No.
Well, Handy Bowl number 1, the Falcons beat the Cowboys. My wife had to put on all burgundy and gold. She had on a Redskins shirt because they were still called the Skins back then. One of my homies showed up at the spot where we went, the spot Fast Eddie's over in Centerville. I don't know if you know where that is, Sean. It's called Revolution now. and he showed up with a Redskins jacket, and we had to watch the game, and people was looking at her like, "Yo, did you lose a bet?" She's like, "Yeah."
I have nothing else to say. Yo, I can dig it. Ash says your wife is the best. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to take a minute and thank you for staying here with us, ladies and gentlemen, watching this show, trying to get a little bit of insight on the Atlanta Falcons. I'm really excited to see what your season will become this year, because I really feel like I said, I feel very confident in you guys. I definitely have been a little closet Atlanta Falcons fan since my guy Prime Time and Andre Rison, when he dated Left Eye, and them boys, Chris Miller back in '91. So I definitely a big Atlanta fan. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say them flames was definitely rising up out of that bathtub, weren't they? Did I say that out loud? He should have moved close. He should have moved the house closer to some waterfalls. You see what I did there to put the whole thing together?
It's crazy to think that it's been almost, I think, exactly a year since I saw you guys. You know what I mean? I remember scrolling through Facebook being like, man, like I've been on these Buck podcasts and it's great, but I need some love, man. Like I need some love. And Sean Spencer, Let's Talk Football, and Mr. Fingers decided to have a podcast that day. And look what's transpired from this.
Hey, look, it's been well, hell, it's been just over a year for me too, because I first joined on the draft show last year.
Yep. And that's the thing. It was fate. I mean, it was. But the funny thing is, after I got off, I remember, because it was about almost 2 hours. And after I got off, Kat was like, "Oh yeah, you're finally off." And she was like, "Who was that guy you guys kept talking to?" And I was like, "I don't know, man, but he was dope, man. He kept going back and forth with us." I was like, I gotta get him in on this. So from then on, we started hitting you up, getting you on there. Hey, it's the way it was supposed to be, man.
I appreciate
it. It was already set, no doubt.
So look, lots of love.
Come on now, you bring the truth, you bring the knowledge. I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. Come on now. So look, guys, we so appreciate you being on here. Ash, Andrew, let me go back up here to the comments.
Ash, Andrew, and Ben. I think Sydney dropped a couple comments.
Early in the beginning, Ben was up in here. So thank you so much for taking time to pay attention to us and watch us, man. This is definitely something we're trying for all you guys that are missing football season. And missing this off season is a very long off season. You got baseball, you got the NBA playoffs and all this stuff. That's all great, but there ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it. Oh yeah, how's your guys going? Are they
not bad? I ended up trading some picks because I didn't really want anybody for like my third and fourth pick. So some guy traded me his second round pick for next draft, and I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. I'm not sitting on that. Who do I choose though? I got D. Gray, K. Harris, and D. Bellinger. So either a wide receiver, running back, tight end. Who am I going with?
Never have too many wide receivers, right? Who are your running backs right
now? Harris from New England is there.
Oh yeah, he gets in rotation. He did last year.
Okay,
if he stays healthy.
Okay, I'm doing it. Done. I'm off the clock.
I don't value tight ends. Hey, I do. There you go. Look, we got to get out of here. I got to go ahead and lock up. You see this guy over here, Mr. Impersonation himself, Mr. Georgia Bulldog. Go Dogs.
No, sick him. Hurt. I would like to thank you all for coming and watching the show, y'all, because we have a wonderful time. We are talking about the football. Do it now. Tell your friends. Share. I will come crush your tiny head. How?
Thanks for having me, Sean.
Before we got off, your buddy Ben wanted to say, "I'll bet the Falcons start off 2-8-3."
He's a Bucks and a Vegas fan. Just stop.
I have to say this because we definitely love North Sports Dynasty and Bucks Report and all those guys. Shout out to Ben. Shout out to these guys putting out this good stuff. Bucks Report's on what's happening. North Sports Dynasty. All of those, man. Y'all are killing it, man. I love hopping on there and watching. I don't know if you've noticed, Anthony, you two, a lot of the Let's Talk Football people definitely hop in y'all's comments, man, because y'all got some good stuff. So, definitely glad you were able to watch it. But, hey, you see the guy we talked about. My guy all the way from Canada. Yes, sir.
So I got to point a different direction now.
Yo, Kyle Yacey. When I look back at it, I cannot believe where we were a year ago to where it is now. You're on here, you're on a draft show, you've been doing all this stuff with us, man. Yo, from my heart, man, I appreciate you. Hey, love what you bring to the table, man.
Appreciate it, man. That means a lot.
Man. Yeah.
Well, I love you all. You're like you're a family and a community, and that's what I'm all about. Like I hope this expands even further, where we just have show after show after show. We don't all have to work, and we're just making money off our own like television show. It'd be crazy.
Did you just tell everybody the goal? Did you tell everybody the mission of Let's Talk Football? That everybody that works in here does not have to work.
You got to tune in. You got to tune in, though. You got to tune in.
Absolutely. Yo, Ash, what's up? Thanks, Ash. Yeah, love y'all. Great show. Didn't know talking about the Falcons could be interesting. I love when Kyle. Look, and I thought he was on the show, but I guess he's in the comments as well. Anthony said,
hey, I'm keeping it live. I'm keeping it going on all the way around. I'm a man of many talents.
Yo, all right, man. We got to get out of here, man. Thank you so much for being with us. We will definitely be back with you. Stay tuned for the Let's Talk Football season preview series. We will definitely be hitting you with a couple other teams. Reach out to me if you want to talk about your team, because I'm always all ears to see what you guys have going on. Like I said, it's me, Sean Spencer, my guy Anthony Handy, and my guy Kyle Yacey. Ladies and gentlemen,
wait, before you jump off, we got to give this man some love right here. This guy, the Godfather, he pushed the whole thing together. You want to do something, everything goes through him. The man, the myth, the shout out king. He keeps everybody together. He keeps the whole thing going. I won't say we're puppets, but if we were puppets, he would be a genius level puppet master, just keeping all these things coordinated. Yeah, the man, Sean Spencer, brother, we appreciate you.
And Janae, man, Janae too. Can't forget about Janae. Janae and Sean, man. This is all possible because of them. Like, all the respect to them.
Yes,
no doubt.
Wouldn't want it any other way, guys. Wouldn't want it any other way. So, guys, thank you so much for allowing me to have y'all's time and for us getting back on here. We will definitely be talking soon, and I can't wait. Football season is right around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Deuces.
Hello, everybody. Hey, what's going on, guys? I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The lion. The lion. New music, so fine. Kirk Cousins.
All right.